If you've been following us on our playlist of the Husqvarna Viking Designer Epic, we have filmed over 50 videos of the sewing side for the machine. So next we're going to just take you through the steps of switching it from the sewing part to the embroidery part. So we're going to touch base on how to put the embroidery module on and some of the basic things I like to have close by and getting the machine set up. So one thing that you can do is you can actually switch over to the embroidery with this top corner and actually get in, select designs, get them ready. You just can't actually embroider them. But if you do want to play around with some of the on-screen abilities, you don't have to have the embroidery arm on to do so. So I'm going to just switch it back because I want you to see what it looks like when we go ahead and attach the embroidery module. So first off, to go ahead and slide off the accessory box. And if you haven't already, take out your straight stitch throat plate and put it on. Remember, you will find that the machine will automatically sense that it's the straight stitch throat plate, and make sure you don't accidentally pick any stitches from the sewing side, should you still be over there, and break your needle. So then just take your embroidery unit, slide it all the way on. It will click into place, and if you watch the screen, it doesn't do anything. So here we go. We'll just go ahead and turn it over to the embroidery side. The first message you get, now whether that is when you turn the machine on with the embroidery on, which will automatically go to the embroidery side, the embroidery arm needs to calibrate. Yes, remove the hoops, so that's why I don't have any hoops on, and clear the embroidery area. So if you have anything over here on the left side, make sure you move it. Your drinks, your coffee, your cat, make sure nothing hits it, and make sure you move this far enough away from the wall that it's not going to actually hit it with the hoop once it starts embroidering. So this little kind of dance, this calibration, happens every time you turn the machine on. So now it's ready. So we won't have to do that again until we turn it off. You're going to want to pull out your embroidery sensor Q foot. We'll put that on. Little screwdriver to do just that. You're going to need to wind some thread with bobbin thread. Bobbin thread is a lot thinner than your embroidery thread. So I usually, whatever spool I buy, I usually just wind up all my empty bobbins with the thread because I'm going to need it. You notice you're going to probably use white 95% of the time. On occasion, you need to match your bobbin thread with your needle thread, but all in all, most of the time, just white. You can buy your bobbin thread in bigger cones, and I do recommend that as well. And then again, have all those bobbins wound ahead of time. It's really great. Curved embroidery scissors makes all the difference when trimming threads as we go. Quality embroidery thread. There is a difference. So if you've found some embroidery threads online, they seem really inexpensive, they could be inexpensive for a reason. If you have any trouble with your machine, just try different threads, see if that's the difference. This particular brand is Isocord thread. I tend to use it most of the time because when we do our classes, when we put it on the machine, they just work with all the different brands. It's just a good quality thread. There's a ton of colors and so forth. 505 spray is something I do use when I hoop up some of my difficult fabrics, and also embroidery needles. And by the way, you can work with your local Husqvarna Viking store. This is 100 pack of needles. So instead of buying the packs that are 5 needles at a time, this will definitely hold you through and make life easy. So for putting your foot on, let's just go ahead. I'll show you a little trick for this. So go ahead and unscrew the whole entire ankle. Bring that screw out the left side. And usually what I do is I like to leave this attached to the foot. Then that way I can find it a little easier in my accessory box. I've also been known to sometimes just drop it up top, and then it's really easy to do. Next, if for this foot, it is actually kind of spring loaded. And with that, if you just put it on with the needle at the highest position, that can be a little difficult. But if you actually just turn the hand wheel and bring the needle down, just a little bit, it will actually make it really easy to apply. There is an arm that goes above the needle screw, and then just go ahead and line that up and give it a nice little tighten. And just make sure that your needle is in the center position. So really, we're about ready to get started and explore all the screens with our embroidery, teach you lots of tips for hooping, and then also check out our videos on embroidery stabilizers, embroidery threads, and embroidery needles. Those are all kind of a nice base to understand some different kinds of stabilizers and really help you along the way. One thing else that we would recommend is that you're plugged into a battery backup or surge protector. Battery backup's best. That's just going to make this machine run super smooth. So in other words, don't plug it directly into a wall. If you have any other way to plug it in and keep it protected, I guarantee you're going to get superior results when you are embroidering. For those of you who are truly new to embroidery, may we recommend taking some type of embroidery event at your local stores that are in your area. This is actually our online course, Embroidery Essentials, where you actually work through 15 different techniques. And tell you a little tip, we do it on the Viking Epic. I chose it because it's a fast machine and it's a quiet machine. And here is one, I haven't quilted it yet, but I just stitched this recently and I added some extra kind of fun glitter sheets, some mylar, and you can check all of that out at our website, embroidery-essentials.com.